Welcome back, YouTube, for another market analysis for the London session and potentially into the US session. Today we'll be going over S&P 500 and also gold. We're going to start off with the 10 tick on S&P 500 and give you guys some levels we're looking at for the London session. Now, if we do get into the US session and these levels are respected by price action, then we are going to look at these levels as areas to trade from. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here on S&P 500, we did respect our levels of support during the London session, and into the US session, we were already pulling back to the upside into our levels of resistance somewhere around these 68 to 70s right here at this top peak here. So had a nice sell off from that area, couldn't break that level of resistance, and we started to pull off. We'll pull back to the downside from there and catching some support right around these 51 to 52s and then pulling right back up into our 58 to 60 for the supporting idea to pull price back up here into our 90s. And you can see we are hitting 89 to 90 as a level of support, resistance right now, and we are looking for this level to bounce off, hold that resistance, and pull right back into that level of support underneath. You could see nice 1, 2, 3 tries failed to get above that level and pulling right back into this minor level of support we got down below. Now between these 78 to 80s is the first area that I'm looking for price to come into. If we cannot get that bounce off of that area as support, like I want to see, maybe a nice double bottom, failure to get through, come right back up. If we can't get that, then I'm going to look for price to break down below that area, maybe even retest as resistance, and then look to continue the downside from there. Potentially right into these 70s and get below those 70s, we can see price try to pull right back into these 60s. I do got some minor levels pointed out there, which is going to be right around those 67s and also right around those 64 to 63s. That's going to be what I'm looking for, kind of right in these green areas here. Below that, you have another major level right around these 57 to 58. So that's going to be a decent level that we're looking for the market to find some support as well. But if we get below that, you can see we got some other levels, 51, 47, 37. But we definitely got to get below these levels of support first in order to get down there. So first things first, we're looking for this failure at resistance 89 to 90. You can see nice tops, looking for markets to come back into this minor level of 78 to 80. Get below that level and then look for the market to come into these 70s and then 67s. Now let's take a look at a smaller chart here, 5 tick, see what we got. Nice rotational movement we got on this 5 tick. And again, market's pulling down right now back to our levels of support. Now, you could try this level, very minor level. For me, not really an area that I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for the market to come right back into this level, get that exhaustion of sellers, and then see those buyers take the price right back up to the upside there. Now again, if we do get below this, there could be two scenarios that play out. One, it could go through and come back and retest as resistance and continue lower. Two, it could go through and come right back up and then use the support again. That will be our two try failure for a continuation or move back to the upside there. So we are going to be looking for those types of scenarios to play out again through that level, get down into the 70s and then 67s and so on and so forth, 63 to 64. We are looking, once we get into these levels, for that support to pull back to the upside. But if we just go right through those areas, look for that continuation to the downside from there. Let's take a look at gold here real quickly. Gold, we did have a nice move up. We did break our levels of resistance, and you can see we highlighted some areas right now that we got. Top level resistance, 61 to 62. Very nice failure to get through here. Nice little bit of a double top. We're looking for price to pull back down into this minor level of 59.1. Once we get below this level, though, look for a retest. If it retests as resistance, look for that continuational move back down to our next support, 54.7. Now, if we get that support hold off this level of support, then we are looking for the market to retest that resistance there. If we get back up to those 62s, it's to or through. What that means is we either going to go to it and fail it and come right back down, or the market's going to get through that level. So we want to pay attention to that to see if we actually can get through that. Now let's take a look at a 5 tick here real quickly. 5 tick shows nice rotational movement here, and again you can see these lower peaks pulling price down. Do want to see this price get back down to this level of 59. From there, we can assess and get an idea of whether we're going to hold that minor level of support or break down a little bit lower and get to this major level of 54.7. So again, that's what we're going to be looking for on S&P 500 and also gold. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you guys are, I appreciate you guys for watching. Any questions you guys have, feel free to pop them into YouTube.